tweet it out here so everybody join in. 1 second. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. Good stuff. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So it was definitely a good stuff. A day today, well, right? So we've got a short week this week, right? Tomorrow's the last trading day of the week. We've seen some low volume. Today was kind of a melt up type day, right? So it kind of is what it is. But there were a few names, right, that held things up. We're going to talk about today when we get to today's favorite Elliott wave count. And like we said, the series reviews great Elliott wave setups from intraday. So I'll show you a great one here today on a couple of the names, on one of the names of a set of names that really kind of pushed the market today, despite the low volume. So good stuff there. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see what left off the market here today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening, what might be setting up going into tomorrow. And then we're going to take a look at the topic, and then we'll go through questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX, guys, we finished up the month and we finished up the quarter. So again, it was an impressive finish in the month right here. We tagged all-time highs here in March 2021, right? And we finished with a nice green kind of hammer candle right here. So as we ride up the upper Bollinger Band. So now, will the end of the quarter, is that it? Were they just doing some window dressing and we're going to see some flows out going into April? Or will some of the, a lot of folks say that April sometimes is a good month for tech, or will they start to work their way up too and continue to carry the market, right? So let's keep an eye on that. April is going to be a fresh month starting tomorrow, and then and no fools doing that, right? And then we've got Fridays off for a Good Friday, and then we got a nice 3-day weekend coming up here, and then we'll be back at it full force next week, and we'll see what kind of flows we get going into the new quarter. So good stuff there. So far, the weekly chart, pretty choppy, right? As expected for a holiday week, right? So it's a short week, and it's a low volume week so far. But we did get some volume here today into the end of the day because there was actually some selling that was going on, right? We had an inside day yesterday. We kind of pushed above it here this morning, and then we saw some faster selling coming into the evening or into the afternoon, and you can see that volume here coming in, right? We ended up finishing here with with most of the volume here at the end of the day, which you can see just this last hourly candle right here on the SPY. Look at that volume, right? That was more than than the opening volume or the closing volume the last several days, right? That was huge, right? So there's definitely some selling pressure right there, and what this does is gets us really kind of focusing on the wave count that we may be in right here. So really, we broke out of the channel right here, so it kind of seemed like we were in a corrective wave, and that really probably is the case, right? So I think this is probably an A, B expanded flat. We might see a wave C coming in here. We'll see how the price action is tomorrow. Right now, the futures are kind of choppy. We'll take a look at them here, but it really was kind of interesting. And today is one of those instances, those days, like those melt up, grind up days, like we had back. What was it here? Right? I think it was like this is the day where we just kind of worked our way up like all day on like low volume. It was just brutal, right? So you kind of watch this and you're like, okay, can we get some action? And it was just kind of one of those things, right? And then then of course it was right at the end of the day, there was a big push here to the downside. So to me, this is looking like an ABC. If you go to the, I don't think I have it labeled here. I think I have it on SPX. Take a look. Yeah, so I'm looking at kind of an A, B, C type formation here, expanded flat, and we'll see if we get kind of a 5-wave down move right here. And then I'm happy being back to bullish again because it looks like we might even push our way up to like 4,400 depending on how things go, right? So we'll keep an eye on that there. So good stuff. Let's take a look at the futures and see how things are going here tonight. Looks like we're pretty choppy. We're up 2 points right now. Again, after that down move, looks like we're getting a little bit of a relief bounce. This could actually turn into like a retrace here this evening. So we might see this, kind of 618 type move, or even a 382. I mean, if we just kind of go from the highs right here to these lows, right? We're kind of getting close to the 382. So it could sort of an H cell pattern, right? We could get to the 618 and kind of work our way down. So, but anyway, kind of is what it is. Fresh all-time highs today, and we got this geometric line here to keep an eye on going into tonight, right? Because that has not been tested yet. So, we'll continue that to the upside here, and we'll see what we have in store going into tomorrow. So good stuff. All right. Well, let's take a look at the topic. So today, again, it was a short week this week, so I wanted to pick kind of a topic that everybody could kind of just get into without giving too much thought. Well, I mean, we still put a lot of thought into it, but I mean without like introducing new concepts. And so, so today is basically we're talking about today's favorite Elliott wave count. So, the first, into this week, right? We talked about some nice moves. Right, yesterday was Tesla, right? So we got a nice move there. Facebook we looked at earlier this week, and today today we're going to talk about Amazon. So let's take a look at Amazon today. Why did I like Amazon? Well, here's the deal. So as we talked about here, we had this low volume push up to. I mean, look, each candle here today was just like lower volume as the market moved up. What's really dangerous about this, and I've had some questions about this before. It's like, well, if there's no volume on it, it means it's just buyers in there. There's no sellers in there, and that is one way to think about it. And it's really it's tough because once the volume does come in, you got to be really careful, right? Because they could really push you out of that position really fast. So it's tough. You're really timid. If it's low volume on buying pressure, that means that there's no real fighting going on, right? And there's no momentum. And I like to trade with momentum. I like to trade with with force behind the trade. I feel a lot more confident in that. But still, what we had was a nice triangle breakout today, and it is what it is. It made a technical move, whether the volume was there or not. So, but why, right? I mean, so there was not a lot of stuff that was really going up today, right? I mean, so there was so what kind of was the force behind this here today? And the thing is that you have to go back to the FANG names, right? When you see like that nothing's really moving, right? Because if you go to names like JP Morgan, right? I mean, that was down today, right? You go to names like just like American Airlines, right? So that was down this morning. You got Carnival Cruise Lines, that was down this morning, right? So you've got names like that. There was other names too that were also pretty weak here this morning. But then you go to names like the FANG names, right? You go to Apple, right? That had a strong open. That had a big push here this morning, right? There was also, Netflix had a big move this morning too, right? So Tesla, it was okay. Tesla was running into a little resistance, but had a good day today. Nice follow through from yesterday, right? So Amazon, I think, is one I want to kind of profile here tonight. This had some relative strength this morning. Great volume at the open, and just a nice move. And I want to show you the Elliott wave count that we can find on this one. So the Elliott wave count on this one, if we go down to the shorter term time frame, actually really looks like it started, basically from after hours yesterday and into this morning, right? And you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. So, like we said, if we go to the 1 minute chart here, right, we can see a nice move up right here. You can definitely see an impulsive wave up, right? So what I would look at here is a couple different things. I mean, you can do it however you want to, but just kind of start the wave here as possible, right? But I like starting it here, because you have kind of this 1, 2, 3, and I'll show you this right here. So here's your 1, right? So here's your 1. Here's your 2, right? A, B, C, wave 2, right? And then if you have a nice wave 3 up here, here's what I like about this one, and then you have your wave 4 triangle. See how tight we got in this range right here? You've got a nice little tight triangle in there, right, to give you your wave 4, and you can kind of draw this however you want to. You can do it from here. I'm just going to do it in this range right here again. It's not a huge triangle, right, but it's a little one, and it just shows you that nice compression, right? So you have this 1, right, 2, 3, wave 4 triangle, right? And then you finish up with a nice wave 5 here today. So, I mean, so that gave a pretty good move there. You can recount this if you want. Like we say, guys, as you guys know, the impulsive wave up here, you got your 1, right, your 2, right, your 3, your 4, your 5, right? And you know our rules, right? So as long as wave 2 doesn't intersect the start of wave 1, it's legit, right? As long as wave 3 isn't the shortest wave, well, wave 3 is the longest wave in this case right here, and as long as wave 4 doesn't intersect the end of wave 1, right, you've got a valid impulsive wave. And then I like a wave 4 triangle, right? So I like that as well. Now, you can do this however you want to, right? If you don't include the pre-market action, you can start your wave here, right? And you can do that any way you want, right? So essentially you can make this here. You could say you can push this right here, however you want to read it, because it was still impulsive either way. And again, kind of fractal. You could look at this as a 1, 2, and then you have your 3, 4, 5 right here. However you want to start it, right? You just had, basically some gobbledygook. But I like it because it includes the continuation from yesterday's impulsive move there. So pretty cool stuff, right? So that was what did it, right? And so when we saw this impulsive action here today, one of the things that we did like about it was the volume that came in here this morning, right? So this candle right here, right on this 1 minute candle right here, look how many shares that we have traded. 9,000. That's not horrible for Amazon. Amazon's not, it's an expensive stock, right? So 1,000 shares on Amazon, or 9,000 shares on Amazon is a lot, right? Considering it's 10 times as expensive as a lot of the names that are out there, right? So as opposed to 90,000, right? So when you get 10,000, 20,000 shares traded, which we see here at the open, right? 25,000, on an intraday basis, we definitely get interested. But this type of push, even though it wasn't kind of on that average volume, but you still had some nice candles in here. This type of push here can carry the market, right? Especially when it carries the other big names that make about 20% weighting on the S&P, right? You've got Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, which I don't even trade anymore, right? And then Netflix. I mean, these stocks that make about 20-something% of the S&P, and an even larger amount of the Qs, right? So if you go back to the Qs here, right, the Nasdaq, you can say today was a super day for the Qs, right? Barely even a little bit of a pullback the other day, but look how strong this was, right? So the Nasdaq really kind of led the way, and the B5, or what we like to call the B5, or the Big Five, right, really kind of led the Nasdaq up too, and then helped the market. So and I like it, and it came with a nice wave count for it as well. So anyway, good stuff, guys. Hopefully you guys found that helpful, and hope you've been enjoying the show this week. We'll be back again probably Easter night, so this Sunday with Paul with Algo 302, or do our weekly Elliott Wave show. We're getting some more technical ideas and things like that, but hopefully you had some fun with that this week. And other than that, guys, at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap them as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. So Shirley sent a few in via email, so let's take a look at these and see what we've got going on. Shirley, I hope you're doing great out there. So Vroom Vroom had a nice strong day today, but you kind of zoom out right here and you look at what's going on, right? It's possible that we're working on a bear flag, right? So if you see that right here, we had a nice drop down right here. We're kind of grinding our way up. Notice the low volume, right? So you notice the low volume that's been coming in this up move. So I'd say a little bit of caution off of that to see how it holds. We're back over the anti-MA, so that's good with increasing volume. But in terms of relative volume, it's not amazing, right? So let's keep an eye on it and see how it holds it. Otherwise, it could be working its way up that channel there. CLF, this is great. Beautiful, beautiful name on this one today. Again, I didn't even know what these guys did. I've never traded this name before, and but they, they do cool stuff. It's a cool looking chart, right? And I really liked it because Friday it had this nice kind of increasing candle right here, and it gave us this kind of double pause day, right? And then boom, it just kind of launched here to the upside. So really, really nice there on Cliff's Futu. Let's take a look. We'll see if we can get any follow through on that one. This could be a fresh impulsive wave starting right here, right? Originally, we were looking at this as a potential wave 1, and this was and this being a wave 2 area right here. But if we took out this level, it couldn't be wave 2 anymore. So let me get rid of this right here and get rid of this. So let's see this, and this. And really, what it's looking like now is that we got basically like an ABC right here, right? So so at this point here, you got your A, B, right, C. And so this looks like it's working on an impulsive wave up, right? So at this point now, I'd probably kind of keep an eye on it, keep it in check, right? See where we finish up, and then look to see if it's, wherever we finish and we start to pull back, look to see if there's a viable dip somewhere like around the kind of the 618 range, right? So that would be pretty cool if it got to the bottom of the cloud and then went again for another wave 3 up. But keep an eye, obviously impulsive wave up, A, B, C, right? And then look for the 1, 2, and then see if we can go from there. So good stuff. Be careful chasing with this crazy strength right here, but the volume's not that great, right? So so good stuff there. Let's take a look at AMAT. So AMAT, again, beautiful one too. This is another one we liked from Friday, right? Big strong candle right here, increased volume, double pause day and up. So you got that double doji sandwich type action. So really, really nice stuff there. And then U. Yeah, so U is definitely one to keep on the radar here, guys. Kathy's been buying this up in her ARC Innovation ETF. Again, these guys make the backbone to a lot of video games that are out there, right? They provide the software to actually make video games, right? Which is pretty cool. Even though anyway, so keep an eye on it, right? This is kind of a fresh IPO. We got a huge move up here. This looks like an interesting kind of dip. Let's see how it goes. I know Kathy's been buying it on the way down right here. I'd probably wait a little bit. I mean, this is kind of an interesting little area here. It's about like an 886 retrace. You can see if it starts getting going, right? We have increased volume here today over the 80 MA. So let's see how it handles in April and see if we can really get going on this one. So great find on that one too. So good stuff. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Shirley. Krishna, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at Boeing. So Boeing, just kind of blah, right? So we really like the compressed inside day here. I was really hoping for a gap and a push today like all the tech names, but Boeing just didn't do it. It did a nice fast move at the open, but obviously upper shadow right there and no follow through. So I just kind of keep an eye and see how it handles these doji levels, right? It might come back and retest the other parts of the inside day range, right? So just a little bit of caution on that, and then look for maybe some more impulsive action on that going forward. So good stuff there. Let's take a look at Apple again. Beautiful move here today again. We got basically above the bump line right here. Right now we just need to kind of see how we handle the downward trend line, right? So we're still in a downtrend overall for Apple, so a little bit of caution there too. FedEx again had a strong move the other day. I love this is strong on Friday. Double pause day up, right? No follow through yet, but we do have an inside day, so see if we can break out of those levels. And then we've got KOPN. Let's take a look. Copen. Yeah, so Copen, nice breakout candle here today with good volume out of the cloud. I like it. The upper shadow is actually kind of interesting right here, right? The market does like to respect geometry, so let's take a look at this right here. So it did get really close to that level right there, right before it decided to pull back. So again, I'd probably like to see a little bit more strength on it before we get too crazy about it, right? But let's see if we can break out of that geometric line with some volume and get going from there. So good stuff. CMLF, let's take a look. CMLF. Sorry, fingers not doing exactly what they should be doing. Anyway, but a little bit of increased volume here today. Still kind of blah, right? So, you kind of go here, you go to the lows, and you kind of go to the recent level right here. We're really, really close to testing these levels. I'd just wait. I would want to see some more volume on this one to kind of get excited about it, right? So, but that's me. So let's see the QCOM right here. QCOM, again, this really, really tight range right now. QCOM can consolidate for a long time, right? It did this here for how long? It did this for like 2 weeks. Right here, I've been consolidated here for it loves to do this, right? Almost like 20 days, right? So we've been in this kind of consolidation here for about 25 days. So don't be surprised if it goes about 30 days, or so before it gets going again. But definitely want to keep an eye on to see if we can get some volume to get out of here. Good stuff. Appreciate it, Christian. Then that's what's going on RVLV. Let's take a look. So RVLV, nice push here today, still below the ADMA on that one. CLNE. Let's take a look. CLNE, Clean Energy, not bad, not bad. Again, keep an eye on some of these names. Right, this is up after hours here. There was some, infrastructure speech tonight from the White House, right? So keep an eye on a couple of these names here. This is up after hours on that. Lots of money going to be poured into the kind of these clean energy names. And hey, this one's named Clean Energy, right? So there's a good one to look at. And let's take a look at what else. So we've got VMW. Let's take a look at this. VMW. VMW is down a little bit here after hours. Small ticks there. I wouldn't, let's see what it does here, but it's kind of hanging on to the EDMA here with a red candle, so a little bit of caution there. Good, and let's take a look at Tree. Yeah, Tree, nice lending tree right here. Good push here today. A little bit of an upper shadow. Let's see if we can get stay above the ADMA there. So good stuff there too. Bob, what's going on? I hope everyone's doing well. I love it. Yeah, thanks for the positive comments there for the group. I love it. Yeah, let's take a look. So yeah, BLNK, beautiful, beautiful candle here today. Nice hammer. Let's see if we can get some follow through the upside. Again, big charging company right here. This could be good for investments into more electric stations and all that stuff. So good push right here. Let's see how it handles the 50-day moving average. You got a nice thin cloud right here too that it might try to sneak through. So that's another one to keep an eye on too. And then the tan sector. Yeah, I mean, why not, right? So solar day has got to be bullish, right? So good push up here. Good volume yesterday over the ADMA. Possible pause day here today. So see if that turns into a doji sandwich for a measured move up. And then we'll see where we go from there. Good stuff, Bob. Appreciate it. Rita, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, Tesla. So Tesla, guys, incredible candle yesterday, right, to push up to the ADMA, and just amazing follow through today, right? I would say today, you didn't have to be long yesterday. There was some opportunities here intraday on Tesla. They gave a great wave count yesterday, but today was a little bit more tricky, but, still generally hung in there. It gave some opportunities, was generally overall bullish, and it closed pretty well today. Didn't have the volume that I like to see, right? We're still kind of stuck in the trend box, so I'm not like, super bullish on Tesla right now, but it could be an interesting one, and obviously, it's Tesla, so let's see how Tesla. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes there. Let's see, look at FSLY. I just want a bit of a doji right here. I'm going to take out those old fibs on this one. So, kind of chopping around right now. I mean, this looks interesting, right? We kind of have maybe this A, B, C type formation, right? This is a really, really big move right here. This looks like kind of like a impulsive wave 4 triangle, 5, A, B, C, right? So if you kind of look at that there, just wait for some impulsive action, right? So we're getting pretty close right there. I like this kind of 1-2-ish move, right? Keep an eye on it. Zoom was pretty strong today, so FSOY a lot of times can move well with names with Zoom, right? Stuff like that. So one to keep an eye on there. And then AI, let's take a look. So again, decent pop here today. Again, just couldn't get over the ADMA, right? So a little bit rough there, but just kind of continue keep an eye on it, see if we get some volume and get above those key areas. Good stuff there, Ron. What's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at CCIV. Yeah, CCIV here with a nice pop yesterday. Again, couldn't stay above the ADMA today either. So this is kind of blah right now. So we'll see how that goes there. And then Uber, it's up a little bit after hours though, so definitely keep an eye on that and on the other electric vehicle, type names too. So Uber's just getting really, really tight, right? So we got this big kind of triangle forming right here. All right, so let's just look at this. Wait to see if it breaks out. Right now, it's just kind of in no man's land, right? So let's see what it does, right? A couple little tactical moves in there, here and there, but let's see if we can get a real breakout or a breakdown one way or the other. Volume is declining in here in this triangle, so that is something that could be potentially positive for it. So good stuff there. Troy, what's going on? Good to see you. So you're working your way through the Elliott Wave videos. Nice. Your brain hurts, but it's starting to come together. Nice. Yeah, it takes a bit. It takes a while, right? I mean, it just takes experience, right? Because it's like, you start looking at it, wait a second, is this, wait, okay, yeah. So it really does help. And then having Paul in the group, too, is like super duper helpful, too. I don't know if you've had a chance to, ask for wave counts in there and stuff like that, just to confirm your wave counts. Yeah, he does a great job in there and can really help with that, too. So good stuff there. I love it. Good stuff. And then let's see the next. You got PD. Let's take a look. Oh, no, you're good. PD, yeah, nice close over the ADMA here. A little bit of an upper shadow there, but see how that goes. AVLR, Oh, big volume on AVR. This is a big mover today. Yeah. Pretty good right here. I'd like the weekly to start getting a little bit better, just kind of show it's turning around, right? So we got an inside week right here. If this starts to push up next week, this might be one to keep an eye on here. I have no idea what they are or what they do, but I like the chart. So good stuff there too. And then Michael Mviz. Yeah, what happened with Mviz today? Good grief. There's a candle we like on our birthday cake, right? So that thing just got crazy here today. So nice move on Mviz, right? So Microvision, there you go. So nice move there, big push, and let's see if we can continue to work its way up. Again, big candle there today. So very nice move. And looks strong on the daily and the weekly charts too. So good stuff there. Yeah. Tracy, what's going on? MU, let's take a look. MU, just chopping around. We had earnings after hours, right? Let's take a look and see how it's going. Yeah, it's up after hours here. It's kind of up to 92 right now. So we're not quite at all-time highs. I mean, they really need to get this thing over 96 tomorrow if this thing wants to do a super gap and go. Otherwise, watch out if it does a chewy. We talked about this morning here in the group, right? So this is a very key level. We gapped over these levels, but almost too much, right? Because we didn't have any room left, right? So we got right to that selling point right there, and then we just rejection. So it was a gap and fade today on chewy. So let's see what MU has in store for that. Okay. So good stuff there. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Again, Microsoft was generally bullish today, and then it just closed like this with this huge upper shadow. So it's basically just stuck in this range again, which is really blah, right? So again, market loves its geometry, right? So it just rejected that geometric line right there. And then NVIDIA, let's take a look. So NVIDIA, guys, nice push here today. Again, right at the 50-day moving average. So let's see if it can continue to work its way up here. Again, it's put us a fresh trend box here out of the macro downward trend line, and that's cool. Right, but I'm still overall kind of leaning bearish on this name. Let's just see how it goes. We got this move right here. We got this B. This still could be a 1-2, right? This kind of a 1-2 move-ish type move, maybe. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, this still could be A, B, C, and then go down, right? So we may not be done yet. So on Nvidia, but I'm just it's still cautious on the rate. I know they're a great company and make lots of money and all that stuff, but hey, if they were going to be super great on their good earnings, they should have gone up. So let's go. Anyway, I'm still counting on the zigzag. Anyway, good stuff there. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for tuning in, Tracy. I really appreciate it. The next, yeah, ABMD. A Biomed, yeah, nice push there too. Again, right, you got some cloud resistance right there, so a little bit of caution off of that one. ICPT, choppy, really choppy, right? So really tight range right here, right? We just kind of go from here to here. Let's get some volume and a breakout of some sort, right, out of those geometric lines. And AXGN, let's take a look. AXGN, yeah, strong candle here today. Let's even get back into, right, that channel, remember? This thing has been epic, so let's go. It's the first time it got below the channel, let's even get back in it. Usually it's kind of a sign of weakness right now that it's a losing trend. So a little bit of caution might just be coming back to retest it, right? So we got that going on. Apps, yeah, exactly, Chase. Let's take a look here at apps and see how that's going. Yeah, so again, another one, really tight range, right? Lots of triangles out there. Right, so see how that goes. It's we're kind of in the middle of the range right here. I know we're getting out of the cloud, but see if we get a little bit of room on it. It could work its way up to the top of the triangle, depending on what your time frame is. Good stuff there. And then CMG, guys, giving away Bitcoin and burritos, and it did nothing for the stock here today. So we got that going on, and just kind of see how it holds these levels. It could be kind of working on like a channel, right? So CMG is actually good with channels, so keep an eye on that there too. So let's see, we got this, and of course it loves. I mean, guys, this thing just consistently bounce off. I'm gonna keep this here forever, guys. If we can make an NFT for this, right? This the fib fan line right here, we should, because every time it hits this fib fan line, I get bounces, right? It took months, right? And here we are, back to the fib fan line bounce. Incredible. I mean, it was doing this forever, right here. Back to the fib fan. You go way back here, right? Fib fan line bounce, fib fan line bounce, fib fan line bounce. Oh, fib fan line bounce, right? I mean, this thing is epic. And then of course Corona crashed, and then it got back to fib fan line bounce, fib fan line. I mean, just incredible stuff. So see how it's doing right here. Let's see, we channel down to the fib fan line and see if we bounce off of it. So good stuff there. What else? All good. Yeah, Michael, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at SEAL, SEEL. Let's take a look. So SEEL, possible doji sandwich today. Possible doji sandwich. Nice volume coming in, so let's see if I can give you a doji sandwich up on that one. A little bit wild after hours, but just looks about break even right now. And then Jim, yeah, MViz, just a beautiful candle today, breaking out of the geometric lines, good volume. Let's see if we get some follow through on that one. And then Mr. Softy with the government news. I know it was looking so strong today, and I was actually looking for a potential swing on it, and then it did this right off the geometric line, big upper shadow there. So that we'll keep an eye on it and see how it does. But yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I know, exactly. Michael Chewy, no. Why? Why would you do it? Why would you do it to us? So see what it does, guys. See if it kind of comes back in this range, chops for a little bit, and tries to go again. But, again, good earnings, right? Good earnings, just technical reversal. So see how it goes. So good stuff there. I know, I love it. So Sharon, FedEx, yeah. So again, kind of a double pause or an initial pause day right here. We had a double pause day up, and then we got an inside day here today. So see how it holds. Again, where is it kind of getting to, right? So we got this gap right here that basically just got filled, and we got these levels up here, right? So I mean, yeah, it could work on it a little bit. We got a little bit of a range to do. So we'll see how it goes here for FedEx. And then I think you mean Twitter maybe. So Twitter kind of coming out of the cloud, or TWR. You could be saying tweet TWR. Yeah, that's an old one, old Tower Automotive. Okay, cool. Yeah, but Twitter, not Tweeter. Yeah, exactly. So Twitter, yeah. So keep an eye on Twitter. I mean, what's it doing here on the weekly chart? Nice inside week. So maybe it'll set up for us tomorrow or next week, and give us maybe a pre-earnings run or something like that if it can break out of those inside week levels. Twitter's been pretty blah for a while, right? So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. And then Michael, so you got ALPP. Let's take a look at the Alpine Holdings, yeah. So doing okay right here, right? Just kind of choppy range, right? Just kind of see if it, see how it holds its, geometric levels here. I mean, it's just, so far it's okay. Right? So just kind of keep an eye on it. See if we get some volume to get going on that one. And then Marcial, what's going on? Real, I love it. Freight Car America. This thing's awesome. Look at that inside day up today. Huge volume here after earnings. I love it. Good find on that one too. And yeah, that could be epic, right? We're gonna be building infrastructure. Railroad's gonna be awesome, right? So there we go. See how it goes there on rail. I love it. Good stuff. Good. And hey, I am Buzzy. What's going on? I hope you're doing great. Yeah, Airbnb. Let's take a look. So Airbnb, yeah, I mean, it's trying, but it's got its fresh 50-day moving average, and it already put an upper shadow off. It's like, oh, okay, hey, well, go to the 50-day moving average algos, right? So anyway, good stuff there. And Michael, so the market is trying to chop I know. Well, this week, right, is a holiday week, so we're expecting the chop going into it, right? We let our group know, like, at the beginning of the day, at the beginning of the week, and even, say, hey, guys, expect low volume this week. Expect chop, right? There might be a little bit, sometimes some news comes out and get things going, so just, don't force anything, right? So we'll be back. We've got a fresh quarter coming up next week, right? So hopefully we'll get some flows one way or the other, and then see where we go from there. So good stuff. Yeah, so Airbnb off the 50-day moving average, and then I am Buzzy. WDC may be moving in sympathy with Micron, yeah. So Western Digital is kind of another memory corp, right? So just kind of see how it goes. I mean, nice push up there. It is a good sympathy trade with Micron. It's up to 71 right now, so it's not really gapping up anywhere special, right? It might actually find some selling pressure off of that, so just be careful off of that going in tomorrow if MU doesn't push too. So good stuff. And then AXNX. Yeah, this is probably not one I would normally trade because I've never heard of it, but let's see, AXNX. So tough. Oh yeah, I remember we looked at this one previously. Yeah, so nice little bounce off the. We talked about the possible cloud bounce. We did get there and did bounce off it, but it is not easy with these shadows. This is a really tricky name to trade. I probably wouldn't even mess with it. But good stuff there. And then yeah, so Tesla again, guys. I love it. Still in the so Tesla in the trend box right here over the ADMA. Right, so let's see if it can get any get out of that trend box, get to this thin cloud, and get over this geometric line and get going again. Right, so it has added 2 nice days on that one too. So Sharon, still lots of selling at the close. Yeah, I know. So we'll get there. Wait till next quarter. Basically Monday. So we'll see how it goes from there. So Andrew, should be illegal what they're doing with XL after good earnings. I know, right? So, but it just kind of is what it is, right? So, I mean, don't forget, guys. Nvidia has had 2 great earnings reports and has been down off of each of them, right? It just is what it is. It's a binary event, so we don't really worry about it too much. So, but see what it does, right? Eventually, it'll catch up. So if they've got some good stuff to do to say. Again, a lot of the earnings reports are about like how the the future guidance and how well the CEO can spin it. And keep in mind, Elon Musk is a master at it, right? I mean, it's one of the reasons he's one of the richest men in the world, right? So pretty cool stuff there. So I am Buzzy. Yeah, my pleasure. So Jay, check out the VIPs. Yeah, let's take a look at VIPs. Yeah, so VIPs with the double inside day the other day, right? Nasty down move on the VIPs, right? So there was, I believe, some call activity for a dip buy on this one, but we just haven't broken out of that double inside day yet. So just kind of keep an eye on that one there too. So Michael, yeah, EEENF. Yeah, nice push right there. This could be an interesting one. Very, very, very penny name on that one, right? So just very, very risky, but it could be interesting. Let's see how it goes. I do like the volume that's been coming in. That's pretty cool. And then WoW is finally starting to curl. Nice. Yeah, hopefully, I can see that ADMA starting to kind of curl up right here, but don't forget we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, right? A little bit more on the way 5 down, and then we'll see where we go. But we'll see. Let's see if we can get over the ADMA with some volume and curl back up. Yeah, that's my pleasure. Massive dip and call flows coming in. Yep. David, yeah, Tilray. Let's take a look. So a couple of the pot names were okay in the morning, right? And then they kind of pulled back right here. So again, back to the 80 man. This one, I mean, this is just Tilray, right? I mean, it's got to have the hype, right? So let's see how it goes there. And then Mickey D's, the Big Mac. So nice push up right here. Could be working on kind of a little kind of a flaggish type thing. See how it goes in this area. It's getting tight. So see how it goes. See what kind of volume we get one way or the other. Get a breakout candle. Right now it's just kind of in a tight range. But good stuff there. Chasey, yeah, FLNT. Let's take a look. FLNT. FLT tight here again, too. Could be a possible mini bear flag right there. So definitely something to keep an eye on there, too. And Rita, yeah, my pleasure. And so, Andrew, what else? You got INVU. Yeah, Invu mines a ton of Bitcoins. Yeah, this one got a big spike the other day. It was Shadow Man was pumping it on his videos there, and he's got a ton of followers, like 30-something thousand followers. So I think a lot of them were buying it up that morning. But yeah, they mine a bunch of Bitcoin, and he had a good case on it that they've got they make money, right? And they're they do a lot of mining. So maybe eventually this thing could be like a $30 stock, like Riot and Mara. So we'll see how that goes there too. But cool stuff. Jay, yeah, my pleasure. Tracy, woof. Let's take a look. Woof, there it is. So Petco again. This is tough, right? So we kind of try to get above the geometric line right here. And it's just kind of basically formed a fresh geometric line. So let's see if we can do it again. It's got a fresh little 50-day moving average here. So maybe see if we can get over that with a little bit of volume and see if we can go from there. But good stuff. So yeah, Martial, yeah, FCL, let's take a look. Again, good move today on this one. BLNK was nice here too. Got a nice pop after hours on those names here, right, for the infrastructure talk and all that. So, and then DM here below the 80 MA with the doji, so a little bit of caution off of that one. And skill is still below its 80 MA, so a little bit of caution there too. But anyway, good stuff, guys. Yeah, Michael Phillips, my pleasure. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It's been a fun week this week. Guys, I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday weekend. We'll be back Sunday night, Easter Sunday. We'll be back Easter Sunday for as long as Paul's available, for the Elliott Wave show. And we'll talk about some new technical Elliott Wave stuffs, and then we'll have some more topics for you guys next week. If you're not in our group and you like what we do, it's not the 80 EMA. I know it sounds like it's the 8 EMA. It's the 8 EMA. 8 EMA. Yeah, the 8 EMA. So very, very popular. It's good. It's a great tool for looking at trend. It's a Fibonacci number, right? Really, really cool stuff. It's a very, very helpful tool to use, right? If we're over it, right? And it's rising, right? A lot of times we can look for some bullish setups in there too. So good stuff. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're not in the group, look to join us. Get the newsletter this weekend and all that. Links are in the description. But again, guys, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I hope everybody has an awesome evening. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And we'll talk to you guys soon.